Right, good evening, fans of Rando. Welcome to the daily race presented by Speed Gaming 3. The Length Pass Randomizer, and tonight we have some Enemizer with Chaos Boss Shovel. So tonight we're going to have an open start. Our runners will be able to basically start in the light world from the Sanctuary or Link House and go about trying to find a way to get the 7 crystals to beat this scene, but all the enemies are going to be shuffled around, including the items. And more importantly, the bosses are on a Chaos Shuffle, which means we could see one specific type, we can see all the types of bosses, we can see a bunch of repeats. Completely random, not going to be able to determine it at all. I am Taylor116, and I am excited to be able to call this race tonight. Doing the tracking for us tonight is Maddie and Solit. Thank you guys so much for doing the hard work, and we'll be getting underway here shortly. Alright, I see the clocks are ticking down. Let's get started. Our featured runners tonight are Koi, Top Specialist, Akuhaish, and Cheffy. And here we go. Yeah, nice even mix between the Link's House and the Sanctuary start, but nothing really that impressive. So, typical Link's House, we'll see runners like Koi and Cheffy heading up to the Uncle start. They'll grab this sign, look to kill an enemy for a tree pull. We have an early map check, looks like red pendant, eastern, and 2 blue crystals at Desert and Hera. Tier 1 tree pulls. Really looking for red rupee money or bombs there, so arrows probably not that good. There's better things we could get. So just an exciting shield from our uncle. Thanks for nothing. Could have gave us the other part. Shovel's kind of interesting. We'll be able to dig for bombs if we want. Does give us a random check in the dig spot. Okay, thanks, Akuhaish. I didn't see that at all. He's too good. He's too good for me. Alright, just looks like Top List Flush giving a peek at some rupees on the Lumberjack Ledge. Not going to be too worried about that. Okay, Coin Chef, you got to check the Sanctuary item. Not going to check that shovel spot and route south. Alright, some bombs in the mushroom spot. Definitely going to want to see those. The 3 is enough to get us through all the checks in Kakariko, assuming the chicken hut's not totally crazy. I've been looking, but I haven't seen one. There is an option in Enemizer to see a fish bouncing around, and if you take that fish to the bottle merchant, he will grant you some fun items like bombs, money, and some magics, but I haven't seen one. Speaking of the fish, Akuhaish finds one outside of the CAC Fortune Teller. Top Specialist, not going to see it, so not going to be able to get that pickup. Luckily found some bombs in the mushroom spot, so not going to be without. But the little boost of, yep, there it is. Whoa, you brought a fish here. Have this full magic and 20 bucks. Alright, we got Blind's Hut, got the well, so I see some heart containers, more arrows, because of course. Alright, bow, there we go, something to use those arrows with. 5 bucks, just a piece of heart. So it looks like piece of hearts, arrows, and a bow, so yay. I mean, we want the bow, clearly. Runner's kind of switching spots here, getting the density that is these 2 checks before we head a little further south. No one really being able to pick up the money to be able to bag the bottle vendors. That's unfortunately going to be something that sits behind. Shout out to the Multi-World Tournament and their vendor hints. Just saying, it's pretty great. Akuhaish is going to go back in and farm the back of Blind's Hut to try to grab 30 more bucks just to top off the cash here. I don't blame them. Top Specialist doing the same thing. It is a little bit of a time sink, but it's kind of worth it not having to orphan this check if it's something critical. Oh, that's a fun hut. Oh, run. Run, Koi. Oh, those red guards are just savage. Yeah, Bottle Vendor, unfortunately, not really giving us anything worthwhile. But, yeah, those red guards being as fast as they are and doing a full heart of damage, yeah, kind of unfortunate. Okay, AccuHeist being able to get into that side cover a little bit faster. Get out, Cheffy, get out, Cheffy, get out, Cheffy. So just 20 bucks, but AccuHeist does survive it. So that's a good thing. Koi just gonna cut their losses and just go route for the south. I like this play. Can get some more bombs, hopefully from the tree farm, but also be able to check that shovel spot. Cheffy look like they're gonna do the same thing. Let's see how Top Specialist does in here. Oh, he got him around the table. He's got a shot. Okay, he's at least gonna get the 20 bucks. Shovel flippers. Okay, we want those. Big flip ring in Enemizer mode, not the best. So Flipper's gonna make that not a problem. Koi getting a couple bombs out of that farm, that's nice. Yeah, shout out to Chad on that one. A boomerang in there would have been pretty beneficial. But nothing on the race game. Kakariko really not having much outside of that bow. Alright, AccuHeist, the first one out of Kakariko with all the checks intact. Gonna go ahead and route south now. Alright, into Mini-Milorm Cave. Alright, looks like we got some shades to deal with. These enemies are absolutely no fun. You can't hit them in their resting spot as long as it's not buried too deeply in the wall. So the bow really putting in work right now. But shades being such an uncommon enemy. Oh, nice dig there by Cheffy grabbing those bombs. And more bombs. I think they're trying to dig for money, but it's just not getting there. Oh, glove, nice. More bombs. Okay, well, glove. Not gonna argue with the glove. But those shades do some suspicious amount of damage. You wouldn't think they would, but each one of them shades hit you for 2 hearts on green mail, so they can end you very quickly if you're not careful. We see Koi go up to the eastern area, having the bow. Oh, gosh, that spike kind of came out of nowhere. Speaking of boomerang, there's a red boomerang in the dam. Had to catch it on the restream. See Top Specialist checking the dam items. We haven't seen these yet. Cheffy making another go for a chicken hut to get their disappointment, but looks like they're going to get it this time. So Koi just doing Saha, getting a bunch of more disappointment, but we're going to see AccuHeist take that glove to the back of Escape now. Nice Lionel, always exciting in Enemizer. Yeah, I don't know too many people that are going to complain about an invincibility item in an Enemizer, so we will take that cape. It just makes some things much, much easier. Oh, I've been bouncing around. Did we find the pearl in the dam? Okay. Oh, in the drained item, yeah. Sorry, it's 4 screams and 1 talker, so I'm trying to bounce around. AccuHeist pulling another, or at least a tier 2 tree pull, grabbing those red rupees. Gonna bolster up that money a little bit, because it's been a little wanting. Topo Specialist puts down those. Yep, there's the pearl for Koi. Interesting that AccuHeist skipped doing the dam, maybe thinking about holding it to go to desert afterwards. Koi not gonna leave anything to chance. Gonna look like they're at least gonna check Agina's cave here. So AccuHeist with that bow now. Yep, gonna go ahead and do the front of Escape. We're gonna see Agina's cave from Koi. Cheffy gonna grab their pearl, see where they want to go. Top Specialist heading over to the Ice Rod Cave area. Potentially, maybe Waterfall Fairy has plenty of cash. I totally missed the Agina Cave item, but it don't see anything popping on the tracker, so it must not have been that interesting. Let's see where Koi wants to go. I would guess probably going to follow Top Specialist and Cheffy's. Okay, we'll take a bottle. Bottle and first chest of escape's nice. Again, not going to say no to having a blue potion on hand in Enemizer. But Ice Rod Cave, not having anything, unfortunately. But that's also another Sick Kid check if you want to make that long walk back. Alright, mail upgrade in the boomerang chest. Again, one of those things we're not really going to complain about right now. Alright, Koi getting their plethora of items from Nimble Cave. Good refill. 6 hearts, we're getting a little bit healthier now. If your AccuHeish would like to see anything but the map here, you can put Dark Cross out of their mind. And it is rigged, unfortunate. So there is something in Dark Cross. Chef having a little bit of trouble getting those shades pinned down with that bow, but gets through it. Now going to grab their stuff. So Top Specialist not having the flippers yet, having not gotten the shovel off of Uncle, or out of the Uncle area. Gives us a little peek at the Lake Island. Nothing going on there. So Koi having the flipper is not going to check on Hobo or the Waterfall Fury. Instead, going to take these gloves to get the back of escape. Makes sense. This we see Top going to give us some glimpse at some new information by heading toward the eastern area. That car's bagging on, grabbing their flippers, and into eastern we go. Okay, Koi gonna set up this hula hand and gets it. Nice job. So having the flippers, normally we can all hula hand by the useless fairy cave by jumping into the water 4 times, and it messes up the camera and lets us drop into the hula hand cave for money. But already having the flippers, Koi couldn't use that tactic. But if you set up a bomb at the right spot and it blows you into the graveyard leading to the back of escape, it does the same thing. It doesn't know where to put you, and so it throws you into that hula hand room to bag some extra cash. So, good game knowledge on Koi's part. We did see AccuHeish turn in the bottle to the Sick Kid for another heart container, bringing them to 6. Again, not sad about it, but probably looking for a little more value out of it. We have Top Specialist still pushing through Eastern. Hasn't really pulled anything of worth out of here. Has gotten pounded on just a little bit. But having it be a pendant Eastern, you're kind of hoping just to get your 3 items and walk away. That thief is just having a gangbuster time at that spot, farming our runners. So we see the Hobo only having some bombs. Not really a lot going on there. Oh, we do see, okay, Mirror out of Eastern. That's something. We like that. And nothing in Waterfall. Interesting. Top Specialist not going to chance the Dark Side of Eastern without a lamp, and Enemizer can't really blame him. It's not a super fun time. But Mir doesn't really get us anything quite yet, so it looks like Zora probably has something for us, whether we like it or not. Oh, there's the lamp. Now we're talking. So that gets us some mountain access. It gets us into Hera. Lets us do the Dark Side of Eastern, which is a little unfortunate for Top Specialist. So Zora just giving us another life lesson, which makes sense, but the real value here is that lamp. Yeah, it's another unfortunate situation for Top as well. If they want the Dark Cross item, they're going to have to do it the Dark and Hope, since they're not going to have that lamp. So now we see Koi going to do their front of escape and get the bottle and mail upgrade, and kind of that's it. But well, it'd be interesting to see if there's anything in Dark Cross. Alright, we see Cheffy going through the back of Escape, having all the other items to see if they can't just bag that Dark Cross item here, so we'll get some information. Koi and Top going through their front of Escape. Akuhai's is going to grab their lamp. And just 20 bucks, so not a big deal. So it sounded like the mountains to play. Okay, we got our runners moving around. Well, you gotta get their map. We'll see if they want to go to Dark Cross then. Akuhai, I have to assume, probably heading for the mountain. Cheffy getting ready to start the eastern area checks. And then Top. What do you feel like doing, Top? Mountain, maybe? Yeah, it looks like they might be trying the Mountain Dark. Alright, so far the mountain for Akuhai, that old man save not looking too bad. Yeah, no, this one's not too bad. Normally because of where the enemies spawn, they usually get trapped in the walls anyway, so you can kind of get away with cheesing it in the dark. Sometimes it gets a little bad, but with the cape, not a big problem. But our runners can get through that pretty easy. Old man, just give it another piece of heart. Top probably going to go over here and check the shovel, get their flippers. Koi gonna keep generating down into the back of Escape. Go grab their 20 bucks. We see Cheffy pushing through Eastern, gonna find their mirror. Has the lamp. Might wanna go for the item. Actually, depending what the boss is here, having the lamp, Cheffy probably could just pick this one off if he wants to. Oh, there we go, there's a sword. Oh, sword, lamp, and cape, come on. Who wants Aga Tower? What? Oh, Akuhai shouldn't have their mirror yet. That sucks. Well, they know where the sword is, and that's... I mean, there's nowhere else to go besides Eastern. So they'll get there eventually. But yeah, it looks like we have our answer, y'all. Top trying to set up that Houlihan room as well, and bags it. Good job. Yeah, there is kind of a finesse to that, being able to set that up to bomb yourself into the gap the right way instead of just falling down on accident. So unless there's something really juicy in Hera, it's really looking like that sword plus lamp plus cape is gonna lead us to an Aga seed. After Aga, we'll have Pod and the ability to check Catfish. Some call them Brofish. So we're gonna get a little linear here unless there's something in Hera to break that up. So to answer a question in chat, Chaos Boss Shuffle, what is that? So when you have Boss Shuffle, sometimes you have full Boss Shuffle, which means you have to see every boss at least once. And 3 of them will be twice because of the boss patterns in GT. Chaos Boss Shuffle says, nah man, we're not doing that. Literally, any boss can appear any number of times. So we can see all blind, except in the arenas where blind can't be, like the Top of Hera, Moldorm 2. Etc. We could see all Helmsars, because they can be basically anywhere. We could see all Mothra, which I don't think our runners would be that sad about. We could see a nice mix of all of them, completely random. So with full Boss Shuffle, Koi seeing the sword and not having the mirror will have to make their journey to Eastern now. So if it's in full Boss Shuffle and you see like 2 Trinexes, okay, you know you can't see another one. And this one, nah, it could be all Trinex if you want to. Roll your d20 and hope. So that is actually bringing up the boss shuffle part. The compass item, which is normally relatively useless in most game modes, in this mode is extremely useful because it will tell you what the boss is. So you might see our runners, after getting a compass in a dungeon, check the dungeon boss, just to have an idea what they're going up against. Alright, shout out to one of our trackers, Maddie, for letting us know that Cheffy found all the Eastern Palace items. Sorry, I was jacking my jaw and not paying too much attention. So the early game really spread out and not offering us a ton of good stuff. So Koi heading to Eastern is going to grab their mirror, and we'll know what to do with it. Or see top specialists starting to make their way to the mountain, it seems. Cheffy being on the mountain, you're going to head up there, see that sword. We'll see some more of the Tower of Hera, and then Akuhaish having their mirror. I'm sure is going to do one more check, and then bam, right back to the mountain. So we'll see all our runners on the mountain here very shortly. Yeah, and there's that useless item. It looked like Akuhaish was thinking about maybe fighting this boss, but I agree with the saving quit here. If you don't know what you're fighting, you could be donating a lot of time just to see an Argus that you can't kill. So, and with it being a pin in it, you're just kind of hoping to never think about Eastern again. Alright, Cheffy, first one to the sword, raises it up high, Akuhaish right behind him. Get a quick map check, we see, okay, so I saw Red Crystal and Swamp, I saw Pendant Thieves Town because of course gross. Alright, Sarah Para, what do you got? Anything? Nope. So we found one item already. We do know where the big key is, so we can go up and climb this dungeon a little bit more. Koi grabbing their mirror, probably thinking, oh, okay, thanks. That's the answer, huh? Top grabbing their sword, gonna make their journey into the Tower of Hera. I missed it on Cheffy's side, but looks like we got our red mail and Acuheist out of the compass chest in Hera. So that's not the answer. So we're going to go up here, see a cold stare, and think, no, fam. Nope, not doing it. We'll have to just take care of that later. It feels like Cold Stare and Vitreous just love hanging out in the Tower of Hera. But unless I'm missing my guess, that must mean there's just nothing else to do except climb a certain tower. Yeah, there we see Top Specialist grabbing that compass. It's going to check the boss and think, no, no. No. I think it was just a heart container or a heart piece was inside Spec Rock. Heart container. Okay, there you go, yeah. So we have Cheffy and Acuheist going to head over to the desert, check Agina's cave, get their hot nothing, then I guess we'll probably follow Top Specialist into Hyrule Castle. Alright, Koi getting the good, bad, terrible news about Cold Stare. Thinks to themselves, well, here we go. Already being in Hyrule Castle, I wonder if Cheffy will make the call to leave to go turn that bottle in just in case they can avoid Aga Tower. We know that they don't have that option, but it'd be interesting if they weigh the value of that time sink just in case it's something like Hammer. Oh, of course, the Heatnox having the key in this room is just fun. So Heatnox will die to one bomb blast as long as it's not their bomb, but that doesn't always make it easy to make them just sit on that bomb location. As we see Pop kind of chasing them around, trying to get them to sit. Oh, God, nice. A little bit of a gift with that bomb blast, but we're going to take it. A great tower climb with just the fighter sword to really help you out here. I would like to buy 1 fire rod and or bombos, please. So the red mail and 7 or 8 hearts, or 7 hearts for our runners, does make it, I won't say easier, but not as ruthlessly violent that they're gonna see any problems here. But the low output of offense is kind of making some of these rooms pretty brutal to get through. Alright, we see Top get to the top of Aga Tower. Cheffy just unleashing arrows into that Hinox, trying to put him down. Akash 1 floor below on top, getting ready to push through their maze. Boy, putting down the Hinox, grabbing their key in the Pop Prison. And here we go. So, dagger fights are seen for our runners, so if one runner, so long as they don't miss a fireball shot, sees 3 blue balls, then all of our runners will. First shot on the Aga fight is always a reflectable fireball. The next 3 are complete 50-50s, whether he gives you a reflectable ball or just shoots a blue ball like that, as we see on top side. And you've got about 6 back at him to kill the fight. I haven't been counting blue balls, but it feels like it's far too many. Alright, after far too much suffering, Top Specialist gets to their fight. We'll see Akahish put their Aga fight down. Other runners will be very quickly behind. So, as we were talking before, there's not much our runners can do here. No way across the river, so they can either go to Catfish or they can go to Pod. That's their options right now. Personally, in this situation, you're kind of suckered into it. I would just go ahead and go to Catfish with the mirror and beating Aga Tower. You can save and quit and be right back on the pyramid. So I like a Catfish play here, because when else are you going to do it? It's terrible, so just be terrible right away. Yep, there's Cheffy through their Aga Tower fight. As we see all 3 of our other runners going to the Catfish. I agree with this play. Answer a question in chat. Nope, Ganon is always at the final boss in this mode. Ganon and Aghanim are not part of the shuffle. Oh, nice. See, half magic. Totally worth the trip over here. No questions. But, yeah, Ganon in the 2 Aghanim fights cannot be shuffled in the boss shuffle yet. It messes with the game's code a lot too much. There's not much we can do about it. So, they are always vanilla. I cannot imagine any runner is complaining about going to Catfish and getting half magic. I just don't believe that. Definitely going for the other side of the coin here. Decided, nope, I'm just going to go to pod. Odds are, with the density, there's going to be something here we want. The bow gets us here. Gets us the right side. Well, I mean, it's Enemizer. You don't even need bow for the right side, potentially. See Cheffy playing a little safe, using that cape to make sure they don't get hit. So Kiki takes 10 rupees to follow you, and then you have to pay him 100 rupees to open up the pod door. But he's a very, very scared monkey. So if you get hit by anything, he runs away, and you've got to pay him 10 more rupees to follow you again. So this can be a real point of contention if it's a money-tight race, but our runners have plenty, and seasoned enough. We're going to get through this. Crack open pod, where I'm sure they'll find something. I'm guessing the mitts. Alright, these are normally bow-locked rooms. Just gonna kill some enemies and skip right through them. Interesting, we do see Top gonna use the mirror and go back into Eastern. There's that one item in the dark they left behind, thinking maybe that's the answer they missed. I don't mind this cleanup play. I probably would have done pod first in the idea that I've left it behind at this point, I have to leave it behind or it's a time sink if it's nothing. You know, what could have been a time save is a time sink now, unfortunately. Well, there's another shield, and I think we saw the other one sitting somewhere, so... On, oh, Lake Island, yeah, so... We know where all the shields are. Yay. I see Top Specialist heading toward the boss of Eastern. This is an interesting play. I wonder if they miscounted items, maybe? Or if this is just a protection play against the pedestal. Like, you'll never be in this area again, so this is the time to do it. Oh, nice bomb on the 2 pin gators there. That was a nice shot. This pod sucks. Believe in disappointment. Oh no, that is not a fun fight. Gotta just dump as many arrows as they can. Okay, well, hook shot out of the Harmless Hellway there. So, could be the progression. Does give us more of the mountain to do. Interesting enough, it does give us a Swamp Palace. Can't complete it in logic without the hammer, but I mean, there's a certain clip we all kind of know now that makes that irrelevant. I would be loving me some swamp action right now, but I'm a professed fan of swamp, so. Our pod boss is vanilla, boring. And it looks like our boss does have an item, but no hammer, so we're not going to go there yet. But this is going to be a forced required double dip. Oh, Koi getting poked by that spike ball a little too hard in that room. Yeah, gonna go back to see what the dark items have. Yep, B-Naga, have a mirror. Gonna start in the pyramids, so you're gonna see our runners start up here, pop their mirror to get into the light world, save and quit again. Oh, or not. Yeah, that hookshot gets us across the river. Duh. So now we'll get some divergence, potentially. So Akihaish is going to take their hookshot and use it to get across the river to go into the Vu area. While we're going to see Cheffy use their hookshot to get across the mountain. Good job, top specialist, for getting through an extremely arduous fight with just fighter sword and some bow and arrow on Vitreous, but just gets the compass and a red pendant for their trouble, so... Yeah, Vitreous on Fighter Sword is not a fun fight, because the only thing that hurts them is spins, and the spins don't get you far. Yeah, that's unfortunate for top. They played the 50-50 gamble on the boss having the last item. Went through a long fight for potentially nothing, and now is going to have to go back in for that last item if they want to clear it. But, alright, so we see Cheffy in Paradox Cave, while we see Akihaish going to grab Griffin Ledge. Alright, Akihai's gonna grab some money and top up. Okay, Ether, potentially useful later. Bombs, heart piece, that's a refill. 20 bucks, woohoo. 20 bucks, woohoo. Yeah, okay, so Ether. I guess. Yeah, responding to someone in chat, I kind of agree. You left this chick behind because you didn't have the lamp when you were in here. You kind of have to just live on that now. You decided it wasn't worth doing in the dark and Enemizer, which I get, I agree with. But at that point, you kind of have to just live and die by that choice. Going back in here, if it's nothing, is a huge time sink. And if it's something, then you just kind of bet that potentially your opponents did the similar thing. Hello, Fire Rod. So that cape going to pay double dividends today and grab us a Fire Rod on top of Bumper Ledge. We see Koi examining their Paradox Cape. I'm sure all Akihaish can think of now is, yay, I can finally go back up the mountain and kill Coles there and Hera. That's all I've wanted to do with my day. Oh, doesn't. Wants to go into Skull Woods. Interesting. Alright. Top Specialist getting their $5. Cast a feel like, oh, okay. The mountain's got some goods. We'll take a can of Samaria, sure. Interesting choice by Akihaish to drop in there and getting locked out. Does get one item, so knows there's only one thing left in there. So I don't know. I get it if this is cross keys. So we see Top gonna go in the pod, gonna dig this dungeon for their hookshot. Koi gonna go through Spiral Cave, get their Samaria. Akihaish leaving Skullwoods, gonna go and grab their stuff off the mountain. As Cheffy, yeah, having not done the Brofish before, gonna go over there and grab that as well. While we have a second, and we see some stuff we've already seen, want to shout out Solit and Matty Walker for doing the tracking for this race. Thank you so much. Shout out to Speed Gaming for picking up another daily race and highlighting some Enemizer. And I am Talon116, and I need some water. Alright, so wrapping up some of the mountain checks, we see Koi gonna head across the river now too. Chiffy heading that way, and we'll see Echo have to head back on that trip, unfortunately. We'll see. I don't know. I think going back into Hera to do some cold stare, especially when you know there's no item there, I would expect we'll see most of our runners just grab Hera right before the Ganon Tower trip. Can just mirror, pop in, finish the boss, pop right back out, and go in the GT. Yeah, the Brofish having the half magic, so definitely worth the trip over there. And then, you know, when you do Aga 1 and you only have access to Pod and or Catfish, just go get it. It's fine. Heart's grabbing there. Samaria, thanks. And bamps right back out. And Cheppy and Koi heading over. Hopefully we'll check Bumper Ledge to be able to see their Fire Rod just hanging out there. This top continues to push through their pod. Did I miss top dying? I thought they did this part. Koi spies their Fire Rod's gonna go snatch it up. Jeffy right behind them, it looks like. Alright. Other runners grabbing their Fire Rod. Looks like, yeah, we'll see if, yep, gonna head into Skullwoods. Don't blame them here. When the game gives you a Fire Rod and you haven't done Skullwoods yet, kind of feels like you should do that Fire Rod. Oof. Top almost getting picked off by those spike balls just sitting there, but does grab their ever-important hookshot. The giant yellow spike ball is the Enemizer favorite, and they love appearing in the worst places. Boy, doing a great job of baiting the spike ball out of the way. He's going to use his Fire Rod and break open the back. Let's see what's back here. We do know there is one item in Pinball Room. It's $5. We saw that from AccuHeish earlier. But do not know it. Yeah, that's a great spot for that yellow spike ball. Look at that. Beautiful. Enemizer is just the best. AccuHeish getting a little bumped around in that room. Takes to death. Koi trying to avoid the interfering, conserve some magic. Alright, top specialists get through all their stuff in pod. Looks like they're gonna, yep, do the mountain checks with that hook shot. Don't blame them. AccuHeish and Koi doing some cleanup, grabbing the items and the keys they need out of the back before they go see what the boss is. Alright, Koi, first one to drop down, and finds Landmolus. Not too bad. The moving floor, always kind of a joy to deal with in Enemizer and Bossimizer, but 5 out of 6 shots with half magic, and there's the 6th one. Not too bad. Great fight. And let's get our first crystal on the board. Boy, being sure to check that compass for us to let us know it was Lenmos, in fact, that we just killed. There's the Mitts just hanging out in Skull Woods. I'm sure Akarish is going to love seeing these after falling into that hole earlier and looking for and having to bamf back out. Jumping in there, Lenmol's fight, just spamming Fire Rod as you do. Drops the Lenmol. It's going to grab their first crystal. Those mitts really open up some potentially fun options for us now. Koi gonna show us the not often seen shop in the woods. Because they can, and I'm here for it. So Koi, gonna go ahead and head up to the mountain. Probably gonna do these mitts checks. Check the medallion for TR, do Super Bunny, be able to do Hookshot Cave, completely avoiding the Vu and Themestown area. Ooh. It's unfortunate. C-Shape House having the flute is not necessarily required because you don't really want to go to do Mire, but it does give access to Desert now without the book with that flute, and being able to activate it with just a mirror here in Vu is kind of nice. Nice Bombos, probably going to want that. Does make the top of Hera a little bit easier to deal with. Nice block skip by there by Koi using the hook shot. And yep, I'm just going to go ahead and mirror here, activate that flute that they just found. We'll see if they want to go into Pendant Thieves Town. Does have some options they can do. They can go to Mire and then Mirror to do Desert. They can check the Ice Palace and be it now. Oh, no hammer. Never mind, sorry. Mitts and Mirror gives you the Smith Chain with all the South checks, including Hype Cave. Can do an Out of Logic Swamp Palace if they want. So, has some options. Alright, well, now we know where all the medallions are, so the medallion problem for TR is out. Hookshot Cave not having any answers either. Alright, so The Quake out of Hookshot Cave is going to give us access to TR once we find a hammer. So very quickly we went from Agaseed required to, I mean, if we never see a Trinex, never mind. AccuHive says, hold that thought. Here's the Ice Rod and Dig game. I mean, as long as the key's not on the torch, we just need a hammer. And a sword, but we'll find one of them. Not a big deal. Boy, back into the area, gonna bag bear goods. You see, Cheffy kind of rushed to the back of Themestown and get a pendant, but nothing else, which isn't terribly surprising. If I'm these runners, I definitely am thinking about, okay, what crystals can I beat in the hopes of just finding the hammer on the way. I was going into K45, sees the Burna, decides, no, I got a cape, I'm good. Oh yeah, I forgot the maiden sprite turns into blind when it's a bunny. Classic. Alright, Hype Cave. I'm sure has all the hype, right? Right, game? Powder is something. Gross. I mean, okay, in Enemizer, powder is pretty amazing if we're being honest, because just like big yellow spike balls, the game loves putting anti-fairies in the worst places. So, meh. I'm not sad about it. Starfall in chat's got the right idea. A hammer on purple chest? What? Yeah. So, at this point, I'm just rushing every dungeon I can beat, no exceptions. And I'm only looking for a sword. So, like, if it's swamp, I'm not doing left side. Top gonna go into Skullwoods. Ooh, almost got grabbed there. But, yep, gonna fight their way to the Land Mollusk boss. We see Cheffy doing the right thing and grabbing the purple chest. Gonna follow the checks through and get their hammer very shortly, I would expect. And Koi, yes, doing the same. Makes a lot of sense. You've got the mirror and mitts and you're here. Like, there's no other better time to do this. I'm just gonna put on a little display of the most recent and most important little glitch clip we've seen in quite a while. Good old specky clip lets you snip through that rail, saves you from having to find a key, extra key, and drain the dam. It saves a pretty significant amount of time. And yeah, doing what I figured they would do, knowing they just kind of need a sword, unless the GT key has boots locked, which would be rough, but I would be playing it as, that's fine. We're going to find a sword somewhere, we're just going to keep moving. Top going at their Landmolus fight. Trying to use bow and fighter sword. There you go. But nice crystal rollers there on the way to the purple chest. That's fine. Okay, Akihai's got some mad fast skills on those. Oh, top, no. Taking the death of the Landmolus boss. Boy, Enemizer has just been treating them rough today. Boy is going to take the time to grab the Cane of Burna. Does give some more firepower for like a bad blind fight. So I'm not against this play. But does have the cape, so I doubt we'll see them use it much. Alright, we see Cheffy having gotten their hammer. Gonna make their trip in the swamp. I did run a... Speaking of blind, I did run an Enemizer practice async for the upcoming tournament where Hookshot was on Sick Kid and the only available bottle was in Pyramid Fairy. And all the other bottles were in GT. It was amazing. So Akihai's putting on that cape, going to work. You'll notice that when they weren't trying to attack blind, they were grabbing the wall. It's because this game is beautifully coded and can't handle a lot of things at once. So if you're using the cape and grab the wall, it doesn't drain the magic, which is kind of nice. Grabbing the mushroom, oh good, off the boss, and grabs the next crystal. Cheffy sets up their Specky Clip, gets it no problem. Top back in the Landmolus fight. Yeah, Landmolus, those stones do damage. Yeah, half hearts, and then if you get bounced into those spikes, that's trap damage, so that's going to be rough no matter what. They're trying to play it a little bit safe with these bombs. Not getting a lot of purchase, unfortunately. And Akihai continuing their dungeon rush, goes into Ice Palace. Boy gets their hammer. I can feel the eye rolling now, because it's a terrible place for that. There, Top gets their Landmolus down, grabs their crystal, and thinks, get me out of here. Quake is in Hookshot Cave. Chest number 3, I believe. Oh, speaking of rooms where the game really likes to put anti-fairies. Yeah, this is not going to be a fun... Because those anti-fairies are going to delete the block. Yeah. This is going to be one of those things that without powder, how much time do you want to waste before you just go drain it? Because it's just not going to... It's not going to be worth the wait to get this done. Because they're just going to keep deleting it. Alright, yeah, Cheffy thinks, no, never mind. Not worth. Yep, answering a question in chat. Quake is just sitting... It's just sitting in the Hookshot Cave right next to TR, which requires Quake. So that'll work out nicely for our runners. Nice icebreaker clip there by Akihai. Getting that door state extension so they can just walk through the wall. Boy, gonna do their demonstration of the Specky Clip. Or, oh, that Wallmaster totally got in the way. Did the right thing, though. Just kind of waited for it. Didn't want to back into it on accident and potentially get grabbed. A nice Skullwoods bomb jump there by Top, grabbing their mitts. I'm sure they're excited to see those. all our runners so far on very much the same page about just going right to the back of Swamp. Don't blame them. And there's our sword we were looking for. So now we are in official go mode. That sword giving us the ability to meet Ganon. So, well, I guess it is Schrodinger's go mode. Potentially, if there's a big key on the Torch in Desert or the Torch in GT, we will need the boots. And, man, that would be terrible. That would just be the worst. Chappie putting the Canis Maria to work in the blind fight. I'm always a fan of the Canis Maria fight. Another Line Molus in Ice Palace. Akuhaish doing the work of the Lord and easily putting them down with some more Fire Rod shots to grab another crystal. Boy, clipping the Mimic into the water room. Interesting. Specialist remembering to use their mirror and activate their flute. Off the go. Chaffee grabbing their crystal out of Swamp Palace. To answer your question, chat, turns out no, you are not terrible for wanting boots to be required. Top is going to get pulled into Pendant Thieves Town. I wonder if this is a play for, well, I already did Eastern, or if it's just a thorough, let me get the front four and leave, or if they're going to be even more thorough and get everything. We'll find out. Cheffy going to grab their powder out of Hype Cave and think, I could have used this a little bit ago. As Akuhaish goes into Desert. About to learn something very interesting. Boy, just gonna put on the Cane of Burn and let Half Magic do the work. Can't argue with the results. Alright, don't need the boots for that one. I would guess we're going to see a lot of Follow the Leader now going through these dungeons of just rushing through them. See where Koi wants to go. Nope, they're going to choose to do Desert first. I wonder if this is I wonder if I need the boots play, or if it's just a comfort level of, if I find a sword, Ice Palace would be easier. Nice vanilla big key. It's a good question. The compass being locked on the torch. How will they find their way to the boss? Little Armos fight in the blind arena here in Thieves Town for top. Running out of arrows, they're just going to put the Fighter Sword to work. Going to take, I think, 12 spins, or 12 hits with the Fighter Sword. Spins are actually bad. We don't want to spin with the Fighter Sword. Because the Armos Knights are coded to resist it. Resist the Master Sword or Fighter Sword spins. I don't know why. That's just how it is. Chappie using some pause buffers to get that lineup for that icebreaker correct. Gets it right through the barrier and off we go. As we see Akuhaish opening up the door to the desert boss, and we see, oh baby, hope you did the dig game. Opting for Hammer Trinex instead of using Master Sword spins. Don't blame them here. Let's get that last hit in. Nice. Yeah, the Armos Knights, for whatever reason, are coded to resist the Master Sword, so Master Sword slashes are actually worse than Fighter Sword slashes. I don't know why that is, it just is. So if you're ever stuck in there with Master Sword, you either want to use your beams, because they do fighter sword damage, or just hold out the sword like you're going to spin and poke them. That actually does a better job. Best case scenario, if you don't have arrows, is just get them to the top of the screen and use Burna, because Burner does fighter sword damage, and just let Burner do the work. But Trinex goes down. Bam. There's some bombs on the boss, and that's another crystal for Akuhaish burning through these dungeons. We see Cheffy grabbing their Master Sword, now heading to their boss fight in Ice Palace. Yeah, as Koi pushes to the back of Desert. And we see Top doing some checks in the Mire area. Is gonna need to head back to Vu at some point to grab what we now know is a required Ice Rod, and then also the Smith Chain for Hammer. Uh-oh. Yeah, we see Top going into Desert. I admit that had I had access to Desert before going into Swamp, I would have done this too, so... Maybe not. Like I say, I would have probably done the Smith Chain as well. But, yeah, this is going to be a little unfortunate for them. Boy, putting in the work on their Trinex fight. Jeffrey going to mirror out of the Ice Palace entrance and see where they want to go as Akuhaish heads back into Pod to finish their fight with whatever boss is there. Yeah, great point in chat. The Mire Shed sword is going to be a real dividend for Koi later in the game, assuming they get the sword at Ice Palace. Because having already done Desert, I wouldn't imagine that Akuhaish is ever going to check that, whereas Cheffy has the option to potentially go and do that. But Cheffy going to join Akuhaish in the Pod area and finish off this dungeon. Is Koi going into Mire? I wonder, is this a mismark on the tracker for what they think it's a crystal as opposed to a pendant, or if this is a play for, I think boots are going to be required, so let's just do... This is interesting. Yeah, right, the P in the corner. I mean, trust me, I get it. We've all been there and missed that, though. Down goes Helmsar for Akuhaish. And gets a hot single arrow, a little French vanilla for you. But more importantly, going to grab their 5th crystal before they head up to the mountain. You're going to play some bomb strats on their helmet fight here. So Akahai's going to climb up through the bottom of Super Bunny, going to do some item hunting on the way. Top, back into the Vu area. We know this is where they kind of need to be. There's a few things in this area they're going to want to pick up. Cheppy getting through their Helmsar fight. We'll see if they want to go to, I would assume, Desert next. Nice big key, gross. I hate the big key and Mire in that spot. So Akahai sees that they need Quake. Gonna go over here and grab it. We'll be in official go mode now. There's the medallion they're looking for. So Akahai's going to check these chests to see if they can grab another sword, and then I guess go right into TR. Seeing Koi pushing toward the boss in Mire. Top Specialist doing the same, but Top Specialist having already gotten 2 other pendants. This makes a little more sense. It'll be interesting to see if Koi wants to do an interview after this and give some insight into what his thinking was here. Definitely not bashing any runner's choice. Koi, a very accomplished runner, has numerous videos up for like helpful hints and tutorials on how to do things. So I'm definitely not one to question his methods, but I am interested to know his thinking behind it. But Akahai using Quake, busting open Turtle Rock. Gonna give us our first look into this as Cheffy heads to the back of Desert. It's an 8-eyed Moldorm hanging out. Yeah, Top Specialist hasn't done some stuff in the Vu area or the Smith Chain to get some required items. And yeah, having already done 2 pendants, them grabbing the green pendant makes a lot of sense here if you've delved this deeply into the pedestal play. And you're right, if there's just something here, this is a great play. But doesn't look like we pulled anything out of Mire that's worth tracking, potentially. Yeah, Desert Palace is confirmed to have Trinex as the boss. Ice Rod is 100% required. So we're going to see Koi go over here and start push through their Ice Palace. It'll be interesting to see if they grab that sword or not. Looks like a good layout in TR, though, to be able to skip some chests. Speaking of a certain Trinex in Desert, hello, friend. Great fight by Cheffy there. Tempered Sword definitely putting in the work. I would suspect we're going to see Cheffy follow Akahai right up the mountain. Do some checks for their Quake and be in great shape. Koi pushing through their Ice Palace before, I would guess, heading to Pod. And, okay, there's another bottle just hanging out in Mire. So yeah, Mire definitely not the answer. Oh yeah, that mushroom. Kind of forgot about it, but turns out to be a whole lot of nothing. Yakuhai's not even going to go for the big chest. Gonna play the odds that the laser bridge just has a key. Not a crystal roller. So interesting, Koi not going to go for the big chest in Ice Palace. Not going to get that sword. All right, we're going to see Top Specialist go ahead and head back. Finish off their Meyer boss. Oh, just another Moldorm hanging out in TR. No big deal. Yeah, I wonder if we're going to see Yakuhai check these. I mean, if nothing else, potentially for a sword. Not sad about a heart container, but probably not worth the time it took to get in there. Koi demolishing the Limos in Ice Palace again. Oh, nice dodging there by Cheffy. Cheffy gets there. Quake now has everything they need to finish the seed, essentially. So Koi going over here to finish off Helmstar in the back of Pod. We'll see them hopefully turn in that green pendant to see if it was worth the trip. But PR boss only having 20 bucks, but that's crystal number 6 for Yakuhai. We'll see them go over to the Tower of Hera, Mir, go fight a cold stare, and then be ready for GT. Koi not turning in the green pendant, unless I missed it. Just baiting us with that decision. Give me answers. Oh, it's that stupid rupee just getting in Yakuhai's way. Setting up a little bread pot. Eric gets it. That's kind of funny. Thanks, game. Top Specialist going to invoke the will of the people and head toward the pedestal. Alright, that boss we saw an hour ago, now vulnerable to our power. Alright, Yakuhai, let's see what's up. Start with the bombos that crack the ice shell. Alright, chat, let's see that sweet, sweet pet hype. Let's go. What do we got? Hot $20 bill. That is 7 crystals for Yakuhai. They're going to pop out of here and back into their portal and open up GT. If you have any guesses for the GT, big key, get them in super quick. Let me know what you think. Let me tell you where it will not be, chat. That's double firebar room, because it's never in double firebar room, because that room sucks. All right, not boots, so we are good to go. Oh, we're boots on green pendant? Is that vanilla boots? Let's go! That's amazing. Unfortunately, it's going to keep Top from doing what they need to do for a little bit longer to do these boots checks. Will Koi turn it in? Oh, that's so sad. Wow, bang on the banana. Check number 3. There's our big key. Agahai's looking for a couple more items or checks just to get another sword. Not going to find it, but is going to head up. Oh, that sucks for Koi. Vanilla boots. Thanks, game. Gross. Top found the boots and pulled the pedestal. He's the real hero here. They are the real hero here, I guess. Sorry. Koi climbing up. Already having their Quake Medallion's gonna bust open TR and rip through this dungeon. Cheppy getting through the platform maze area. We'll head toward the boss here shortly. Has a key from doing the big chest, so won't have to do laser bridge if they don't want to. Oh, Top heading into Ice Palace. Doesn't look like they went and got their hammer yet, though, so it's gonna get locked out of here. I believe there's 9 runners racing this daily today. Yeah, 9. I was going to run it, but then I got the opportunity to do commentary, and I'm like, I talk better than I race, so... Speaking of our runners, if you like what you're watching and want to give them a follow and appreciation, I'm sure they'd like that. We have Koi, Top Specialist, Akuhaish, and Cheffy demonstrating their talents for us today. I want to say thank you to them. Shout out to Speed Gaming 3 for grabbing this restream, and want to definitely shout out our trackers, So Lit and Maddie Walker, doing the actual work in this race. Appreciate you guys. The GD Big Key was in the top left of DM room. Check number 3 if you go hard left. Another Venturous hanging out in Lenmos too. Akai's just going to put on the cape, do some slashing. Don't blame him here, just let the cape do the work. Try to get some slashes in on that big eye. Save your arrows. I would guess we'll probably see Akuhaish open up the checks at the top of GT, hoping for a sword and or silvers. But Cheffy heading into the Tower of Hera. Oh, Cheffy was able to grab the pot, even though they also grabbed the rupees, so good on them. I thought it was check 3. Torch was technically 1, and then they checked both left-handed, or left side chests, and it was in the top left, so 1, 2, 3. Akuhai showing why powder is great in Enemizer. Shout out to that red guard doing some sweet hovering. But Cheffy putting Gold Stare down, making it look easy. Gets their 7th crystal. Into GT they will go. Koi continues to push through the middle of TR. See if they want to go outside. Nope. Gonna trust they're just gonna find a key on Laser Bridge. Can't blame them. Uh-oh. Yeah. That yellow spike ball really causing a problem for Akihish there. Gonna have to go down and grab this pot of magic and then try it again. We were talking earlier about how the game really likes putting spike balls in the worst locations, and this would be one. Yeah, good job. Face tanking that damage. Yeah, they got it. Okay, 20 bucks. No luck for a sword there. Top, just continually trying to push through this Ice Palace, hoping to find an answer that unfortunately is not here. More pocket change. There's a moth. We haven't seen one of those yet. Just fun, because they're terrible. So no Argus today. And locked away in some dungeon we never went to. Bam, Cheffy getting their GT Big Key. We'll start their climb shortly. Last chance. No, more pocket change. So, yeah, Master Sword Silverless for Akihish. That's rough. That fight sucks. Cheffy, you gotta check the Hope Room chest again. Probably try to look for silvers or maybe boots. Oh, I thought that was a Wallmaster dropping down and not a Skull Knight. Oh, just cape. Just cape, just cape, just cape, just cape. Cape, 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 just cape, just cape. Yep, just cape. Get through. There you go. Yeah, that room with the ice in the treadmills, if you don't have boots just to dash it with a cape, can really turn into a nightmare. You saw Akihish, even on red mail, just take a pounding. Oh, nice triple, maybe? It sounded like a triple. Double, come on. 3, 2, 1, yeah. Oh, absolutely robbed by that blue ball. Injustice. There they got it. 3, 2, 0, 1. And there's Koi's TR fight down. Grab their 6 crystal before heading over to Hera. Top specialist finding nothing in Ice Palace, despite all the digging. Gonna go over here, grab their Ice Rod. Hopefully we'll still stick around and do the Smith Chain before running back to Trinix. But we'll see. Yeah, there's our Ice Rod. Required. But Akihai's gonna drop into the Ganon fight. Time to spin to win, bud. So Akihai's taking their time, getting as many of these spins in as they can. On red mail, so they can take... I think they can take one more Trident hit and still be okay, but definitely trying to preserve the potion if they have one. I want to say they do. So it looks like they must have had the number of spins. Just going to grab the wall. Use the cape to hide. Alright. See Cheffy pushing through the gauntlet, getting Lost of the Shades killed. Going to head over to their Vitreous fight. Looks like Top took the Ice Rod. It's going to go over to Hype Cave and I'm sure hope to find their answer here. Luckily for them, Hammer is kind of a good thing to be a go mode in this, essentially, because it blocks so much, like access to TR and, well, I guess being able to finish Ice Palace. They've already dipped it though, so still pretty rough go. Akihi's in phase 4, 24 spins. Koi just embarrassing gold stay at the top of Hera. Our runners showing how good they really are. Akihi's used that Fire Rod to set up these nice triple setups, trying to get this Ganon down as fast as few phases as possible. Doing a really good job. Oh, just look, I cursed. I'm sorry, Akihish. That's my fault. I'm sorry. Terrible. Commentator curse. As we see Koi cracking open the tower. Yeah, we're going to see Top Specialist go in the swamp here. They're going to abuse that Specky clip to try to beat this dungeon with Hammer. Hopefully they just rush through it. Hammer obviously cannot be here, so... And nothing here can block the Hammer, unless it's in the first chest. That guy's continuing to spin. Should be getting close. Boy, grabbing theirs. Big key. Yeah, it's gonna check the rest of these chests for a sword. Don't blame them. Come on, Gannon. Let's get this over with, yeah? Oh, top. Looks like they got grabbed by a wall master. There, the pig starts blowing up. Get your GGs in chat for Akuhaish. Gonna cross the line in place. Third place overall in our race. First place going to Mr. Ed with a 131.22, followed closely by Furious Magic with a 132.29, and then Akuhaish with a 136.28. GG. Alright, we see Koi getting ready to start their climb as Cheffy gets to the top. Cheffy having that tempered sword will be able to push through these fight a little bit quicker. No, we have top specialist MSU going on right now. I don't know what they're using though. Cheffy gonna fly away from Gannon's Tower. Get ready to start their final fight with the pig. And we're joined in the booth by Akuhaish. GG.
Thanks.
You spin enough, did ya?
All the spins. Because I like dodging swords.
Yeah, apparently.
I got dodge swords.
Yeah, I think the one you missed was in Mire Shed.
Yeah, I consider myself go mode, so I skipped it.
Yeah, don't really blame you. You kind of got to that point where you're like, all right, Purple Chest had this terrible hammer. Cool. I'm just going to go on with my life now.
Right. And then seeing Desert Ledge, not big key, and GT, no big key, it's just keep going from there.
Would you like to know where your boots are?
Yes, just because.
Green pin to turn in.
Oh. Yeah, I was never going in there.
Yeah, by the time you even had the idea to go to Desert, you were in go mode, so I was like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, what did you think when you got up to TR and of course it was Quake, and you're like, well, of course it is.
Yeah, that was it, of course. Let's go check near here because it should be here anyway, and it was. Right there in Hookshot Cave.
Yeah, right under the doormat as per normal. So overall, what'd you think of the scene? It didn't feel like the Enemizer was too bad.
The Enemizer part wasn't bad. It was the item locations. Just like I'm not used to getting crystals at the end like that. Just crystal rush after getting items.
Yeah. As we see Cheppy getting ready to cross the bridge. Let's get your GG in chat for Cheppy. Finishing in 4th place with a 140.11 and GG's. But yeah, it was one of those things that the start of the match was very. Here's your one item. Here's your one item. Here's your it's an Agaseed. Yay!
Right.
Yeah, and everyone just kind of got hard funneled into that hook shot, and then once the hook shot happened, there was some deviation. But I mean, it ultimately just led to where you needed to go. But I wanted to ask: so when you went into the Skull Woods after getting the fire rod, did you mean to drop down to Pinball Room?
No, not at all. That was a big mistake.
Yeah.
Then I went with a backup plan of going up the mountain. I think that was when I did that.
Yeah, going up the mountain and getting that required Samaria and whatever else was up there, Ether and something else. So it worked out, but it kind of like, all right, let me make this terrible walk from the pyramid again.
Right. And I was thinking I should have just stayed on the bottom of that hole instead of trying to go up the side.
Yeah, so, I think there was a bat or a bird or something there that just made it a nightmare. Yeah, we see Koi trying to navigate this last door to the top of Aga Tower. I was really worried for you because that Skull Knight dropped down, and I was like, oh no, because I thought it was a Wall Master, and I'm like, oh no. But then and you were getting your brains beat in for a while, and I'm like, cape, dude, just cape, pop that cape.
Right, yeah, then I did. I tried to push my way in to save magic, but it hurt.
Yeah, even on Red Mail, you took quite a pounding. I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah, going down to about 5 hearts from full hearts.
Alright, we see Koi putting down there. Agatu fight as top specialist drops Trinex out of desert. Alright, top. Where do you want to go? As you see Koi getting ready to start their Master Sword fight, but they did find silver somewhere in the tower, I assume.
In Misery Mire was my hint.
Oh, okay. Well, they cleared Mire as well. I don't know why, but because they didn't turn in the green pendant. So I'm very interested and hope they stop by for a little bit to answer that question. We'll see. Yeah, I was trying to keep tabs on everyone's screen, but it was one of me and 4 of you, and it was tough.
Oh, I believe that.
Alright, Koi through the bad part of the Ganon Master Sword fight. Gonna finish off phase 3 here and then get set up for some silver spins. Top trying to set up this Harapot, just not working out today. It be like that sometimes. There they go. They back the double shot on Ganon. There the pig explodes. Get your GGs in chat for Koi. Koi going to cross the bridge in 7th place with a finishing time of 1:45.12. GG's. Top specialists at the top of hair are gonna use some fire rod shots and then see how they want to finish off this cold stare fight. Oh, nice double spin. All right, grabbing their crystal, looking around, realizing there's no other items here. Now it's gonna have to try to dig out that hammer. All right, we're trying to see if we can get Koi in the comm booth for an interview with them about their race, but you know, invites are being dumb lately.
GG's, Koi.
Oh, hey. Yeah. So Discord dumb apparently, but made the device worked.
Hey, Koi, how's it going? GG.
Oh my god. This seed was not the worst, but I don't think I did the best things, maybe?
Yeah, let's talk about some of those things, shall we? Let's talk about Misery Mire.
All right, so here's what happened with Misery Mire. I wasn't paying attention. I thought it was a crystal. Like,
okay. I was like, man, I really hope this is a mistrack because I don't know why he's going in here. Because I mean, you and Akihaishi and Cheffy were like all together the entire time, and I'm like, interesting. Okay.
I didn't mistrack it. On my tracker, it's very clearly marked as the green pendant. I just wasn't paying attention.
Would you like to know what's on the green pendant you didn't turn in?
Chat did tell me that it was. I
was like, oh, Koi. It's like, dude, come on.
Why would I turn it in? I didn't even mean to go there. I was like, okay, well maybe silvers will make up some of this time, but whatever.
I mean, it was a nice pull. You your temperate sword is in the big chest of Ice Palace, though.
Yeah, I wasn't grabbing extra
Yeah,
stuff.
that didn't really make sense at the time, but I was like, ugh, that sucks. I was waiting for something to be like Galaxy Brain, and then like boots being required, like, oh, you did it, and then boots were
Yeah, that would have been
required.
cool, like if boots were on Green Pennant, and then I'm like, haha, now I win, and Furious Magic is like, where's the boots? But no.
Bad guy.
And the freaking the pickets, man, they kept stealing my shields. It was very upsetting. So I did go a little out of my way to buy a 500 rupee.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, I understand he's super flush with cash, but I have to believe this is just for chat, and I'm here for it.
I would have gladly given you my shield.
No, like the whole seed, like I kind of gave up on winning like pretty early on when like I'm in Kakariko and I find like the cape and I'm like, okay, it's an Aga seed, so I'm going to purposefully avoid going to Pen and Eastern and I'll just get a sword and a lamp and then just go to Aga. Well, it turns out you have to go to Eastern to get those things, and it's still an Aga seed. So like, my route just was really inefficient compared to somebody who's like, I have a bow, that means Eastern, right? Because it just works out way better that way.
Yeah, the crushing penalty of Eastern and Enemizer, like, oh, you don't need to go here even with the bow, and then, well, if you take the bait, you're pretty well off, because that kind of leads you everywhere you need to go. It was very much one piece to get to Aga, and they were all very spread out. All of you kind of, I don't know that there was anyone that didn't have to double dip something, you know. You didn't have the mirror, so you couldn't get your fill in the blank, whatever was up there. A sword, thank you.
Sword, yeah.
Yeah, you couldn't get your sword, or you didn't have flippers, so you couldn't go get your lamp, and etc. and so forth.
It just would have been a little nicer if the mirror was earlier in the dungeon.
Right.
Like if I had found the mirror in the first or the second chest, I would have just noped out, grabbed the sword, and went to kill Aga. Like
right.
I wouldn't have thought twice about it, because like that's the only thing that would keep me ahead in this situation, is that I put off Eastern, where somebody who went there early would get the mirror and keep going. But of course, the mirror is all the way in the back, and how do you just leave? This wasn't a great seed for the way I normally route. And then also, I'm an idiot. I swear, I thought it was a crystal.
It was a good talking point, let me tell you, because they're like, what does he know that we don't?
I was on chat, like somebody came in and was like, how's the race going? And like right as the boss of Myers dying, I'm like, oh, I think it's going pretty well. I mean, we're probably not going to win because my routing hasn't been the most efficient, but we haven't made any huge mistakes. And then the green pendant drops right as I say that, and I realize what I did.
Oh, my hubris, so no.
That's the way it goes sometimes.
Yeah, like I said, the runners all did great. It was closer than you think. A lot of you stayed pretty grouped together because of having to double dip some areas, and then you super got funneled into. You got super funneled into Aga, and then funneled into Pod, and then the hookshot kind of spread you guys out a little bit more. And then, all right, back to the Smith chain.
Yeah, just an unfortunate situation. Like, usually I would favor just going straight across the river when you get the hookshot right there. But because we got the early mirror, it meant that I already did Hera and such, so going to Easteth Mountain just made sense. And then when I got the mitts and skull, like normally, like it's more dense to just continue south and go to Hype Cave. But right. Like, what if the hammer's like up on Hookshot Cave? So I just have this whole extra trip up the mountain, and then I have a whole nother extra trip up the mountain. So naturally, that's why I bought the shield. Yeah, because it didn't matter at that point. I wasn't going to win against this pool of runners at that point.
So, want to give a GG's out to Top Specialist. They've gone ahead and thrown in the towel. They had a real rough time. Enemizer was not good to them, and then some routing choices really put them behind the 8-ball. So they've gone ahead and tapped out. We want to say GG's to them. Akihash Koi, thanks so much for coming into the comm booth and putting on a show for us. Any final thoughts?
Dude, I cannot wait to start my races in the Enemizer tournament. This I feel like I'm learning a lot here. We're definitely going to do better for sure.
Yeah, tourney starts Monday, and there's some matches set up already for that day as well.
Yeah, I already have my matches, the first set of matches scheduled. We're doing that next week.
Yeah, I've got my first one scheduled for Tuesday, so.
Monday for me. For the first one, anyway.
My avian art matches are going to go even better. I think I have Gamma in my group.
Yay, avian art! I got crushed in my first one because managing money is hard. I got shop sanity in the ground with my $300 boots and my $250 bow and my $400 mirror.
Yeah, inflation's getting out of hand.
Yeah, right? It's rough in high roll. All right, we want to give a shout out to our runners again. AccuHeist, Cheffy, Top Specialist, and Koi. Thank you guys so much for putting on a great race. To all the runners, GG's. Yeah, I want to shout out the Enemizer tournament getting started early next week. Be sure to tune in, see if we can get some of those restreamed. Want to shout out our trackers, Solit and Matty Walker. Thank you so much for doing the hard work. Shout out Speed Gaming 3 for picking up the restream, and all of the Speed Gaming channels. If you want to see some more Randomizer for Zelda and other fun games, be sure to check out all the Speed Gaming channels. I have been 10-116. It's been my pleasure to be able to commentate for you tonight, and we're going to go ahead and sign it off. Thanks, everyone.
All right, thank you. Have a good night.